Hey guys, I'm back and I'm doing another video, and this video is called How to Lose Weight for Prom. It was requested. Just as a disclaimer, if you're trying to lose a ton of weight in a short amount of time, this video is not for you. I advise against that anyways, but if you do have realistic expectations and you are stuck in a rut, you don't like exercising, or you just need any extra tips or advice, this video is definitely for you. So what is my first tip? Well, I'm going to admit I don't like, weight training. I was in track and cross country, and I do love running, but I never had the time or just I don't like actually putting on my gym clothes. So a couple years ago, I found out a way to help me exercise without actually having to put on exercising clothes or even leaving my house. And that was dancing. So basically what I ended up doing was every day after school for an hour, I would turn on my TV and it would be on an MTV channel that played music videos non-stop. And I would literally sit there and dance in front of my television. Yeah, sounds kind of, I guess, weird, but I actually lost 10 pounds just doing that, and it was a lot of fun for me. I laughed my butt off because I just did silly moves. You don't have to, you don't even have to think about it really. You just, as long as you don't go side to side, as long as you actually just really get into the music and enjoy yourself and express yourself, you'll have a lot of fun and you'll lose weight too. So that was my first tip. My friend, she actually lost 30 pounds doing that. She did that for a year, and she has kept the weight off, and that's fabulous. That's amazing because I don't know many people who can lose a lot of weight like that. But my second tip would be to sleep. Sleeping is so important. A lot of times when we're awake in the middle of the night, we end up eating all this excess food. And a lot of times these midnight munchies aren't like vegetables or fruits. They're like chocolate and ice cream or popcorn or something, which it's that's not going to help. So let me actually first also say that the whole myth about you can't eat after 6 o'clock, that's a complete, it's been distorted. And whenever you hear something, you really need to look into it. You can eat after 6 o'clock as long as you go to sleep later. It depends all on your body schedule. So whenever you hear a health fact or a health advice, make sure it basically pertains to you. I sometimes stay up till 2 a.m., so I need my energy because food is energy for 10 p.m., 11 p.m. So I can eat at 10 o'clock and I'll be fine because I went to bed much, much later. So when it comes to sleeping, though, it's really important because you avoid eating all this unnecessary food. So as advice, if you are hungry and it's late at night and you know that you ate all of your food, like throughout the day you had all of your necessary calories or nutrients, then basically your mind is being greedy. That's how I think of it. Your mind is being greedy. So you need to train your mind, because that's really, right now, it's a psychological thing, to accept that it's full and to go to sleep. And so you can either drink a glass of water, preferably cold, because that'll help you burn calories faster, and you just go to sleep, and your mind will start to learn that you don't need to eat all this excess food when it doesn't need to because it's already full. So that's how I trained my mind, is whenever I was hungry and I knew I already ate, I would just go to sleep too. So just make sure you get your full hours of rest, and if you know that you've eaten and it's late at night and you're hungry, just go to sleep anyways because you've already eaten your required food, and you'll find that you won't get the midnight munchies anymore. So my third tip is actually more on water. And so why is water so important? Well, in terms of fat loss, in our organs, you see, our liver and our kidneys are really important when it comes to metabolizing fat. Our liver actually metabolizes the fat, but our kidneys require a lot of water. And so whenever our kidneys don't have enough water, they slow down. And so to pick up the slack, our livers have to pick up the work for the kidneys. And so if our liver is doing the kidneys' work, then it's not actually metabolizing the fat in an efficient way. And therefore, you're not actually burning the amount of fat you should be burning. As another tip, make sure that when you are exercising, you're actually breathing properly, because oxygen is required to also burn calories. Another tip would be when it comes to, it's kind of like my dancing tip in terms of just finding ways to exercise, but it's a little different when it comes to sneaking in an exercise in everyday things. That being, for example, if you have a choice between the elevator or the stairs, take the stairs. If you have a choice between parking close or far away, park far away. Get off the bus stop farther away so you can walk a little extra more. Do chores, think of mopping and scrubbing the bathtub as a chore, and this will actually burn calories. The thing about a lot of this is that you're hitting two birds with one stone, which is really efficient. You're getting things done, and you're also losing weight at the same time. And so then my last tip, this is not about losing weight, but one of the things that I really don't like to see is when someone who has a great fit body, but they have a very bad posture. This completely ruins all of the work that you did, because it hides your stomach. It makes you look really just, people with bad posture, they almost look sick to me. So I want you guys, if you guys have a bad posture, and you'll know this because what I'm going to tell you is, you've heard it before, shoulders back and stomach tucked in, not sucked in. You shouldn't have to hold your breath when you tuck in your stomach, and you shouldn't have your shoulders up here or have your chin pressed against your neck. It should be very, very comfortable. You should have it pressed back. And this posture will actually help you build some stomach core and your back core. And so back problems actually are helped by having a very strong stomach. I don't do crunches. I actually always practice tucking in my stomach, not sucking it in. I don't walk around like I'm pretending to be skinny or something. It's just a natural effort that actually I think helps build muscle, because I have a very strong stomach. I don't know if you can hear that. I have a very strong stomach, and I don't do any crunches. I don't do anything. I just have a great posture, and I always practice this posture wherever I'm sitting, wherever I'm standing, and this really helps. It's painful. If you're doing it right now and it's painful for you, it's because you don't have very strong muscle core in your stomach core or back muscles. And so it's actually important then that you start doing it, because this will help whatever work you've done to help you. It also makes you look skinnier too. And then another thing is that actually by helping to build the muscles in your stomach, you're actually you're increasing your basal metabolic rate. And what is a basal metabolic rate? It's basically what how many calories are being burned at a rate when you're not even doing anything at all, when you're completely at rest. And muscles, they actually burn calories without even exercising, just by being there. They burn more calories than other parts of your body. So, build the core there. And, yeah. So if you guys have any more questions about how to lose weight for prom, these were just a couple suggestions, and all of these have worked for me. Whenever I notice that I'm gaining weight, I will drink a lot of water, I will go to sleep, I will do all of these little things that I've told you, and it will completely come off. When I danced, I could feel the weight just come off, just to let you know, so you know how much water you should be drinking, you should multiply your weight in pounds by 0.55, and that'll give you the amount of water you should drink in ounces. A standard glass is, this is 16 ounces. So just if you're 100 pounds, then you should drink 55 ounces of water a day. As a side note, when it comes to losing weight, I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to tell you that you need to look a certain way. There are so many different forms of beauty, and you don't have to look skinny to be beautiful, or you don't have to look like the ideal skinny to be beautiful. There are women who are in many different shapes and many different sizes. America Ferrera, she has a beautiful body to me, but she's not the ideal skinny. I don't think she's considered skinny actually at all, and I think she has a beautiful body. Yeah, so there are just so many different shapes and sizes, and I want you guys to evaluate whether or not you should even be losing weight in the first place. And then if you are, then you can try these tips out. Alright, well thank you guys for watching, and I'm sorry it took so long to post this video. I've been having video issues. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!